What's up, everyone? Welcome again to another episode of the Sealess Notes podcast. I'm your host, AJ. We've got Luke, Eman, and I think Red is in the house, but there's no picture right now.
Hey, how's it going?
In spirit, maybe he's there-ish.
He signed on. Hopefully he'll appear soon.
He'll be back-ish.
Yeah. Before we start the show, make sure you like and subscribe to the podcast or the YouTube channel, and make sure you click that notification bell. That way, anytime we have new videos, you're notified of that, okay? Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, boss.
Looks like Luke and Eman have been having their beers. Eman had said during the green room that this beer here might top him off, and he might get a little flagrant. We'll see.
I've had like a few beers already at the brewery. Just before I got into the podcast, I was at a local brewery hanging out with family, which is what we do every Thursdays. And now that the pandemic is starting to like loosen up just slightly enough for us to go in and have a beer, I've had a couple of beers, and guess what? I'm having a couple more. So let's see how the night turns out. You know, I'm not gonna get turned, but we're gonna have a good time.
It's funny you say that, because I was thinking, like, man, usually on Thursday nights is when I go out to happy hour and I have a few drinks. It's gonna be tough when things start really opening up. I'm like, man, I'm gonna have to do this remotely on a phone or something, or what?
You know what? Okay, so next month I have another vacation. And I plan on showing up to at least one of the shows remotely using my phone. I don't know where I'm going to be exactly, but I promise you I'm going to be on at least one show during the vacation.
If you stream live from the beach, that would be so awesome.
Then I will promise you this right now, Luke. Next month in September, I will stream live from a beach just because you said that, my friend.
I'm gonna send you $10 and you can buy a pina colada on the podcast and the
pina colada.
Done. I am doing that. Let's do it. I'll make it happen. I will do it just for you, Luke. It'll be in an actual pineapple also.
Will you be staying at the White Lotus, like the HBO?
No, I'm not doing the White Lotus. Why do we keep bringing that up?
Good show, by the way. Good show.
What is this White Lotus? Can someone please tell me? Because I laughed because it was funny, but what is this? Can someone explain?
It's a show. Yeah, it's a show on HBO Max. Well, no, HBO.
Okay.
Basically, I think it's about 6 or 8 episodes. Different characters, different families are all staying at one hotel in Hawaii, and it's kind of like you get to see all their little drama unfold and everything.
Oh, I don't know if
it's a comedy.
It's a comedy?
Yeah.
Okay. So it sounds very much like the opposite of Schitt's Creek, which I'm a huge fan of now. Like now that it's over, where it's a bunch of rich people who just lost everything and they're like stuck in this motel. Is that kind of what it is? It's a comedy of like rich people just in their shenanigans.
One of them dies.
That doesn't sound funny.
It's a dark comedy.
Yeah, dark comedy, I guess you could say. Yeah,
it's like Wes Anderson style.
So no, it's not going to be like the White Lotus. Mimi and I were renting a camper van and we're doing a road trip around Maui this time. That's the next trip, and we're going to be chilling beaches and sunsets and other local stuff. Maybe
That
some
sounds perfect, man.
edibles.
Will this cameraman also film what's happening in the bedroom?
Hey,
no, what are you doing, Red?
There
What
you
are
are.
doing?
Look, we finally got a reaction from Red.
Hey, Red, were you like banned from Facebook for like a day or so or something?
Nah, I turned it off.
Oh, you turned it off.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I can't find this guy on Facebook.
He's good. I'm glad. Hey, Red, I'm glad that you're here. Red, hey, Red's here. He's right here. He's right here. He's right here. This guy right here.
Yeah, you don't see his screen. For all you He-Man Masters of the Universe fans, I just saw this on my Facebook feed. PowerCon, they are going to have it this year, September 11 and 12. Anaheim, California, Hilton, Anaheim, all be going for sure. So if anyone wants to meet up, let me know.
Nice. That's dope, dude. That sounds awesome. Haven't you been to one of the He-Man conventions in the past, too?
Dude, I've been to a He-Man convention. I've been to a Power Rangers convention. I don't even watch Power Rangers, but I went.
Dude, like it's one of those things where the Boom comic Power Rangers apparently it's got a huge fan following. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I went because they had a bunch of exclusives that.
Oh, of course.
So
You'll probably see that guy that cosplays as Eman or Beastmaster. He's like totally like he's local in California, but he goes to every convention here dressed up as either or because they're quite interchangeable.
The He-Man convention, PowerCon, it's pretty cool though. I mean, I grew up watching He-Man, so I was entertained by the convention. I like going. It's a smaller con. You know, it's got a small following, so it's not going to be like anything too crazy.
Yeah. Well, do you think it's going to be a small following this year since the Masters of the Universe Netflix show came out, or do you think it's going to be slightly bigger?
I mean, it's not at the convention center. It's the Hilton Anaheim. Mm-hmm. So it's still a hotel convention. Okay. And those are always smaller.
Is that across the street from Disney World or Disneyland?
No, the Hilton Anaheim, I believe, is the adjacent hotel to the convention.
So I know you guys, the one where WonderCon is, so it's like across the street and then to the left.
Yeah. When you walk out to the left of it, yeah.
Stupid guys, the fucking red light. Are you trying to go? All right, go ahead.
Oh, you're driving. Okay.
So I know you guys gave your opinions on the Masters of the Universe TV show. Can I chime in just real quick, just real fast? Sure. I thought it was good. I thought it was a good show. I think.
Did you finish it?
I think we need more. I don't mind that it was revolved around Teela because the show was called Masters of the Universe, not He-Man, which is what a lot of people were complaining about. Like there was not enough He-Man in it. Shut the hell up. This is Masters of the Universe, and this is a continuation from the original cartoon. Of course, there's got to be some kind of ending to it. He-Man and Skeletor needed to go away for a little bit to focus in on the other characters. I like the evolution of Triclops and Evelyn and Beastmaster and Merman. Evelyn. I truly enjoyed the show and I'm looking forward to more. And I can totally see how this was created from a child of the 80s trying to bring it back to now. And I thought that Kevin Smith did a fantastic job in writing the show. My thoughts,
Kevin Smith
9 out of 10. 9 out of 10.
I mean, 9 out of 10. Wow.
9 out of 10 because I liked how they took us in a completely different direction and we didn't know what was going on. I truly enjoyed it.
I mean, I think I gave it a 9 as well, but you sound like a 9.8 to me. That sounds like a 9.8.
Wait, hold on. Oh, that's right. If we're going comic book rating, 9.8. Guaranteed 9.8.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm giving it a solid. I think I gave it a solid 9. I'm still sticking with it. Yeah.
9 is no. 9 is good, man. I can see why a 9. I really thought it was great. I thought it was great. Oh no, Miss So! Look at what Miss So says. Please don't cancel me. But I hated
the main things that we said that we were disappointed with was the Teela was the huge toy push that they put out was all He-Man. There's no Tila figure. There's Moss Man. It was Skeletor, He-Man. It was Prince. There's no Tila figure. I was like, what is going on?
Oh, that I didn't know. I did not know that. Oh,
So
that
was
was
disappointing.
Everything got clearanced right before the show too. It's like what?
That's not.
Yeah, because they have all their, in fact, all the shops, all the stores just got all their new toys in, and but they clearanced out all the He-Man toys. They've been on the shelves for a year now. I mean, it was supposed to come out last year.
I wasn't paying attention to the toys. I'm just solely talking about the show. I really, really enjoyed it. I really did. Because it didn't give us what we wanted. It gave us a completely different adventure, and I was cool with that.
Yeah.
Miss, so I didn't like the show, but I don't think Smith deserves all the hate he's getting. Very, very true. Very true.
It's like
remember
the
he big cop out.
Yeah, look. That was a company movie, all right. He was asked to direct it. That's not his movie. That wasn't his movie. He was the director, but that wasn't his movie. Remember that.
I still feel bad for him about that movie, though.
Yeah, I do too.
Remember Geely? How about Geely?
Geely was pretty bad.
Oh, Geely was terrible.
Well, listen, I'm not gonna say, you know what? I am not the biggest Kevin Smith fan, so yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I am a Kevin Smith fan, so I think that's 9-8 is by Miss So 9-8 is biased because I am a big Kevin Smith fan. So we'll just go off of that. Maybe it was more of a 9-4, but I don't care. I'm a Kevin Smith fan. 9-8.
Yeah, it was good.
All right. Do we know Miss So, or is that? Does anyone know this person? How did they find us?
So Miss So actually follows my channel, and I told her that we were going to go live, and she's here. And Miss So, thanks so much for hanging out with us tonight, man. Really appreciate it. These are my friends, Luke, AJ, and Red. Say hi, everyone.
Yeah. If you're following Eman, you gotta be following ours. Come on now. What are you doing? I started my channel so that way my followers will follow this channel, which is the important channel. It's the main channel. We focus on the C-list villains, cultivators of the comic culture. Yes. Oh, damn it. I don't think I said that today. Oh, well. All right. Tonight, let's talk about Shannon Susselman and how I wish she was in more movies. What do you guys think about that?
What? Whoa, wait,
I'm just joking.
That's not the text. The text said that we're talking about something completely different. I didn't see anything
that is not,
Shannon Susselman.
I just happened to go into a deep dive with Shannon Susselman, and I'm like, whatever happened to her? And I'm like,
I do miss her though. I liked her in that Knight's Tale movie, and then she did a bunch of Gap commercials.
40 Days, 40 Nights.
The 40 Days, 40 Nights. Oh look, I'm not gonna lie, that feather scene was super sexy. I don't
remember the feather scene.
The feather scene was hot. Anyone who's seen that movie, the feather scene, yeah. Josh Hartnett and Shannon Susselman in that. I was like, all right, that was dope. I will give
Shannon
you
Susselman, if you want to come on for an interview, talk about where you're at right now and plug whatever movies you're on coming up, TV shows.
I didn't know we were talking about Shannon, man. I got her on speed dial. You should have hit me up. I'll hit her up, man. I'll let you know. Red, what's going on? Why do you keep leaving us?
I'm going through Manteca.
Oh, okay. You're driving. Yes, be safe. Be safe, sir. Be safe.
And yeah, I haven't seen Shannon Susselman since the Knight's Tale.
Nice. Where did this come from?
40 Days, 40 Nights?
Even that was early.
Oh yeah, 2000s. That was the other one that she's in. Yeah, I remember that was a good one too.
Yeah,
she was doing that one.
Yeah, I don't know. I was I don't know what I was looking up, and then all of a sudden Shannon Susselman popped up. I'm like, whatever happened?
You know, the two girls that really kicked up the mid 2000s was Shannon Susselman and Claire Forlani.
I don't know about Claire Forlani.
I don't know about Claire. Yeah. But you know what, though? I am biased with Shannon only because she is part Filipino. I guess that's why, right?
She is? I didn't know that.
Yeah, she's part Filipino. So, you gotta, all the Filipinos, all the Asians, even the slightly cool Asians, the slightly lesser known Asians, you gotta give them up, man. If you're part Indonesian, Malaysian, Singaporean, Singaporean Filipino, you will get a bat shout out on this show for sure. And Shannon is part Filipino.
Okay, well, I mean, I was not aware of that, but that's good to know.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's move on to our real topics for the night. We've got 2 reviews and reactions. First, let's go off with what came out over the weekend. Let's talk about that new Suicide Squad movie, the James Gunn directed Suicide Squad. What were you guys' thoughts on that? Luke, why don't you start us off?
It was probably the most comic booky movie I've seen in a long time. It felt like I was watching an actual comic book. It went from like each scene felt like a different panel, and it had some like and the transitions he used were fun, where he incorporated the scenery into kind of what was going to happen next. It just felt like I was watching a comic book. Like not everything made sense.
Like Ang Lee comic book style, or just regular comic book? I had to throw in Ang Lee's Hulk. All right, I'm sorry, I had to throw that out there.
It just felt like a live action comic book. It was fun. It was a blast. I enjoyed it. I didn't understand everything. I didn't like all the characters. But I didn't have to, because you got a giant starfish stomping its way through a city, and it was just like, this is just fun. This is a blast. I liked it.
Yeah.
No complaints. I have no complaints.
Eman? Oh man, dude, here we go. The Marvel fanboy, the Feige fanboy is going to be critical of Suicide Squad. I'm ready for this.
You ready? Okay.
5-0 grade right here.
I don't. No. It's not a 5-0. Okay. Suicide Squad was fun. It was good fun. Like Luke said, it felt very much like a comic book movie. It didn't have to make sense. It was fun. I personally want more. I want more James Gunn Suicide Squad. But if we're comparing apples to oranges here, Guardians of the Galaxy was better. He had more free range with Suicide Squad. I love how he threw in a starfish. He threw in freaking Polka Dot Man and gave us a backstory with Polka Dot Man and gave us like what his powers are. It's like ridiculous, right? But overall, even though there was a lot of, I like Ratcatcher too. She was absolutely adorable. Idris Elba can definitely lead New Task Force X. I am not a fan of what happened with Rick Flag. Harley, I liked how they gave her just enough and not made her the center part of this movie, and that everyone had an equal catch in the movie overall. Overall, as a movie, it was good, not great, absolutely fun. But I still thought that the Guardians of the Galaxy movies were better. Maybe because there was better leadership behind it, but it was still one of DC's best movies.
Okay. Red, are you there?
Yeah, I'm
What's
here.
your thoughts on the movie?
I fell asleep after the beach scene.
Oh, geez.
After the very first scene?
Yeah, I started pretty late. So I can't really give it a score. I mean, I had high hopes for one character, but they killed him off right away. He drowned.
Who?
Weasel.
Well, if you
got to
he
keep
didn't drown though. Yeah.
You got to keep watching.
Spoiler alert.
Spoilers. I was going to say
he lived.
spoilers. If we're going to be doing this, we have to throw that out. If we're going to be spoiler alert for just in case. It's more of
I wanted
disclaimer
more
as
Weasel.
opposed to.
I definitely wanted more Weasel. That was my biggest disappointment. More Weasel.
Yeah, definitely more Weasel. And then more that Davidson guy. I forgot his first name. But from the SNL dude.
Pete Davidson?
Pete
Davidson. Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm not a big fan of that guy. I could care less. He came in and died early in the movie. It felt like Duke dying in G.I. Joe to me. Like, all right, cool. He was in.
Yeah, but Duke didn't get shot in the face.
Yeah, but we got rid of him quick. So I was kind of glad that I didn't have to see Pete Davidson throughout the whole movie. However, it might be my jealousy because he hooked up with my number one ever in Kate Beckinsale. So it could be that. I mean, like, let's be honest.
Can't hate on that.
I liked his story arc. I did like his story arc though. It was pretty funny.
Wait, whose story arc?
Pete or the whatever his I don't even know what his power was. He didn't show his power. Before I liked the little bit because it was
gotcha.
They kind of made you start to like him a little bit, and then he was just immediately a traitor, and then gets shot in the face.
Yeah, and then there's Michael Rooker's character. I forgot what name, what superpower he had, but
that was
Yondu?
the
coolest thing he did.
Yeah,
the coolest thing he did was kill a bird with a ball.
that was a disappointment where he killed.
Almost like the Yondu character, where he just we lost him.
I know, he was almost like Yondu, right? The way he threw the ball and then he catches it without looking. Well, that's freaking Yondu with long hair and no mohawk.
It did feel like a Yondu. I thought, like, what? And then he died immediately.
Yeah.
That's I think to me, that's the most disappointing part of the whole movie, was that Michael Rooker's character died like within the first 15 minutes. And I'm not happy about, but I understand there's a huge cast involved in this. So, and what tripped me out the most was that Sylvester Stallone was pretty much the Groot of the family, where he was King Shark. So there's a lot of similarities between
Sylvester
Squad.
Stallone was King Shark?
Yeah. Sylvester Stallone was King Shark. There's a lot of nods, like what's it? The detachable kid was one of the people from Guardians of the Galaxy. Palm Clementine, Mantis, she was one of the dancers in the strip club. So there was a lot of Guardians of the Galaxy stuff in Suicide Squad.
Yeah. All right, well, let me give you my thoughts on this. First, I'm going to counter your argument, Eman, about comparing this to Guardians. I think that the reason Guardians first one is well liked is because of the soundtrack. And you could tell from this movie, he was trying to build a great soundtrack. It just didn't hit the way that the original, not the original, but the way that Guardians of the Galaxy 1 hit.
I concur.
So I think that was a huge part of the success and why Guardians is such a great movie, because honestly, I don't know. 2 was not that good, I don't think.
2 wasn't as good as the first one. It was still fun. It was still really fun to me.
Yeah. I thought the movie was a good popcorn-esque movie. Like, if I saw this in the theater, I would have been all right. Yeah, it was cool. A good matinee movie, Yeah. I did not like that Captain Boomerang and Rick Flag both died, though.
Yeah. Captain Boomerang, I think he died too soon, but I was expecting him to die anyway. I didn't like that Rick Flag died. Yeah. Okay. This is one that we need to bring up because we're going to see more of him. What did you guys think of Peacekeeper?
In my honest opinion, he looked too buff. Like, he's way too fucking stiff. Like he just looks like he's just walking around like that. I'm like, man, I get it's John Cena and he's got to look big, but he just looked way too like.
He was too big. His arms were like 3 times the size of his legs. It was too big.
I freaking loved how when they were breaking, I think, Idris Elba's character out, and they were all in regular clothes, but he still had time to put on his freaking helmet, and he had this polo shirt on that was like 1 size too small, so it didn't really cover his, like, the bottom part of his belly. Like, his character is cheesy AF, but super uber ultra just fun and cheesy. I hated to love him, and I love to hate him.
What do you guys think about? Because they've already wrapped up the TV show, right?
I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure, but I'll watch it. I'll see what happens. I'll watch it. They were
filming the TV show like February, I think. I remember Jim Lee tweeting something about it.
Yeah. I mean, overall, yeah. Another thing, Harley. I liked what they did with Harley, the character. I wouldn't mind seeing more. I know, Luke, you're kind of tired of Margot Robbie as Harley, but I thought that this portrayal of Harley was really good, and I wouldn't mind
Best
seeing
yet.
this again.
Best Harley yet.
I like
Not
this one a lot more.
annoying,
Yeah.
unpredictable,
Yeah.
badass. Finally,
Yeah, they made her really good at fighting.
Yeah.
so
And-
100% loved this Harley.
And the whole thing that she did with the lock in her feet, apparently that was absolutely true. She really did that. Or
Oh, you
she
mean when she
unlocked
picked
herself
the
with,
lock?
with her foot.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was true. That was real. That wasn't apparently that was real. Now, how real was it is still up for interpretation, but yeah, that was real.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. What is your comic gradings for this, Luke?
I would give it an 8.5.
Ooh, that's kind of low. A little low, but all right. Okay. Eman?
I'd go 9-0 myself. It was really
9-0?
fun. I'd keep it in the collection for sure. A little rough around the edges, things that need to be ironed out, but definitely a keeper.
All right. Red? Well, you only saw 5 minutes of it, so I don't even know if you're there. Oh, he's gone.
Oh, no, he's not. He's not there.
I'm going to give it a 9.2. 9.2, solid 9.2. Got some pressable defects, but I wouldn't mind okay, here's another question I wanted to ask you guys. Would you be okay if DC was like, listen, James Gunn, we're going to give you the reins to to DCEU. You're going to do the blueprint. Would you guys mind giving the keys to him?
No. I wouldn't give the keys to the whole DCEU to James Gunn because I wouldn't want every movie to be a comedy. I'd want diversity. I'd want action packed and drama. He does more comedy and fun, which is a beautiful part of the MCU that he's added. But giving him free range to the whole DCEU, everything's gonna almost feel forced to laugh at, and I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want that at all.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's it. That's all we've covered on this show for this segment. Let's move on to our reactions and thoughts on Marvel's What If. We all watched it last night. Eman, what are your thoughts on the first episode of Marvel's What If?
Okay, so like you said earlier, I'm the in Feige we trust guy of the group, right? I love almost everything MCU related, anything that has to do with the MCU. I'm all for. I thought that this show was okay. I see how people's reaction to it was positive, and I'm glad. But this is a story that doesn't really matter. It's just a what if. So to see Haley Atwell and Agent Carter get the Captain America, reigns, or Captain Carter, I thought it was cool to see it. The animation was absolutely beautiful, super fluid. Like I said before in the previous podcast, if you have like a really high-end monitor, 120 hertz, 144 hertz, and if you can stream, this in 4K and anything higher than 60 frames per second, it's a beautiful show to watch. However, I thought some of the voice acting was okay. In fact, almost all of the voice acting was okay. Overall, it wasn't bad. I didn't love it.
Okay. Luke?
That's one I only watched the first 5 minutes of.
Oh, wow. Is that because you were not entertained, you weren't impressed, and you screw it?
No, that's when I fell asleep after the first 5 minutes. But I did
entertained.
I did enjoy it though. The animation was a little jarring for me at first because they're doing kind of that high depth of field thing where the background's blurred, That was a little weird for me.
And that's what I loved. I absolutely loved that part.
Yeah, it felt kind of like high art, kind of.
Yeah. The animation to me, it felt like, and I know I get it, it's a Disney cartoon, but it felt very much like, to me, like a high end, like Beauty and the Beast type of like drawing. And I'm like, the characters look very like Disney-esque, if that makes any sense.
No, it does. I mean, it's Disney, so.
Yeah.
See, and not every see. So, just for people who don't know, most normal TVs operate at 24 frames per second. So you're going to see TV in a certain way, right? It's something that you're used to. But with this show itself, now, like I said, like I've only seen it in 60 frames, 4K on my big screen, but like I have a feeling that it can go higher. But seeing the fluidity in this show, I felt like it was better than a lot of anime TV shows that we've watched. Storytelling could be better, but just the fluidity of the animation was absolutely gorgeous, in my opinion, only because it went above and beyond what we normally see. That's why it was so fluid. So, like the whole technical aspect behind the animation of this show, I actually enjoy a lot.
Gotcha. Red, thank you for joining us now. We've got your face. Did you watch Marvel's What If?
Yeah, I did. I enjoyed it pretty much. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we hear you great.
All right, yeah. Do you see how it's modeled after early animations of Disney cartoons?
I was just saying that. Yeah.
And then, but it's really CGI. I like the premise where what do you call it? That's Agent Carter become Captain Carter, and then we get, I guess that you call it Ironmonger, Steve Rogers, or is that Iron Steve?
This Hydra. What was it? The Hydra killer or something?
Hydra Stomper.
Yeah.
But that could be Ironmonger as well, because it's the same costume, not the Mark One.
It looked pretty. It looked pretty similar to the first one to me. But,
So the Mark One, okay.
Yeah.
What did I miss something? Oh, I knew I caught something else, but it's more of the voices that were kind of the voice actors I was trying to pay attention to. You got Sebastian Stan playing himself or playing Bucky, Haley Atwell to play Agent Carter, but I don't know who played Steve Rogers, because it's definitely not Chris Evans.
No. I don't know who it was either. What did you think about the action, though? Oh, here, this is what I wanted to throw out here.
The action itself was really reminiscent of the first Avenger, Captain America First Avenger. It's really cheesy. I mean, this is all marketed for kids, trying to get more Marvel fans from younger age group. And
I can dig that.
I can dig it.
The one thing I was thinking as I was watching it, and I never really thought about when I was watching the movies, but when Agent Carter or Captain Carter is throwing the shield around, how is she not chopping off dudes' heads? Like, how are they just bouncing back and coming back to her? The way she's throwing it, you would think that it's just,
Well, should this slice open a trunk or a tank? So, yeah, maybe there's a sharp end and a blunt end, just like a knife.
So
even if you threw the blunt end at someone with that force, with her strength, it should be chopping off limbs and everything, right? Cutting bodies in half. I was just kind of thinking that.
But are they really going to do that? It is still Disney.
Well, they're not. But I'm just saying, like, dude, she's like throwing that with all her force.
Yeah, but it's concave, right? It's a concave shield. So when it does spin and turn like this, eventually it's just this portion of the shield will hit somebody and not really slice them open.
Okay, I mean, if she's good at, I guess she's that good at throwing it. Then.
If you guys, throw it and it comes back to you, and of course you gotta be good.
So Red here, to answer your question, Captain America or Steve Rogers, he was voiced by someone named Josh Keaton, and he's got a nice list of voices that he's done. So he's done Takeshi Shirogane in the Voltron Legendary Defender TV show.
Wow.
He's done some Peter Parker, Norman, and Harry Osborn in various Spider-Man projects. He played Ryu Hayabusa in Ninja Gaiden. And to me, the biggest thing for all the gamers out there, Luke, did you play any of the Metal Gear Solid games?
Oh yeah, all of them.
Did you play? Okay, so you played number 3. So this guy who voiced Steve Rogers also voiced Revolver Ocelot in Metal Gear 3. So that's a solid one for a lot of the gamers out there.
Yeah, right, Revolver Ocelot, great character.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Overall, what are your grades for it? Red, since you're back on with us, what's your comic book grading scale for the show?
9.6.
First episode.
9.6.
All right, solid. Luke?
The first 5 minutes, I'm very hopeful. I'm going to go 9.4.
Shoot for the star, Luke. Just screw it. Like, I only saw 5 minutes. 9.8. We'll leave it at that.
Shoot for the stars, land on the moon.
Eman, what you got?
What did I give Suicide Squad? 9.0. And I have to, kind of go off of that right there. I'm gonna give this one an 8.5, only because the story was all right. Animation was beautiful, but the story was all right.
Okay. I thought it was a solid show. I'm just gonna give it a 9.0. Just like Suicide Squad, nothing too crazy that stood out, but I was entertained enough for the 30 minutes of the show.
See, if I'm going to watch something again, I would go watch Suicide Squad again rather than What If. So that's why I gave it the 8.5.
Right.
What's rewatchable?
Easter eggs on a thing we missed.
Well, I mean, Eman, one other thing I wanted to point out, Eman, is I know that it's a what if, but we also know that there's multiverse. So
yeah,
any of these what ifs, they may want to do they may want to continue live action style on some of these. Who knows, right?
True. Very true. We don't know, right? There's a lot of projects happening. So when the multiverse opens up, it's already opened up. Let's see what happens, right? And I guess this is the fastest way to get some kind of project out anyway. After introducing the multiverses, let's do an animation style movie. And I don't know why, but I feel like doing an animation project can be released so much quicker than a live action project. So maybe this is what they were doing.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's move on to some entertainment news. The biggest news that we found out this week: James Tynion IV is leaving DC. He's essentially going all indie now, looks like. Usually I like to let you guys go first, but I want to go first on this one here because I've been enjoying Batman. I've been enjoying his Batman run. I don't know if I think I've said it before, but I've been reading Batman since the Snyder Capullo run. With Tynion leaving, this might be a good way for me to stop reading Batman, depending if Tom Taylor or Joshua Williamson picks up Batman. But if it's not them, yes, I think I can call it quits on Batman for a little while at least. But that's pretty big. I mean, he's leaving DC, and my concern is, well, it's not really a concern, but say what you want about all the creators all the new characters he's created. I myself have enjoyed it. I've liked this fresh new Batman story where it's brand new characters, brand new villains. With him leaving, I'm like, well, what does that mean for all those characters he created? Are we ever going to see them again? Or is the next artist just going to go ahead and go with the tried and true Riddler, Joker, Penguin stories? I mean, I want to see new adversaries, and this is what I was getting. I'm just concerned that if they go back to the old characters, it's like what more can you talk about with the other characters? You know what I mean? those are my thoughts. Luke, what do you think about Tynan leaving, going all indie pretty much?
It's what he's good at. I mean, right?
Yeah.
It's his the main thing that this contract gives him is that it gives him, they're not taking any rights for any of the IPs he comes up with. So he
Right.
retains 100% of all these rights. So, like Something's Killing the Children, who knows what that contract looks like with Boom? It could be 50-50, maybe 25%, who knows? But this one, with DC, it's 0%. Right?
Well, what
And
about Nice House on the Lake, though? I mean, that's an indie with DC, so.
Well, it's still DC, and they own it. I mean, you just know they own it. He might get a creator's credit, but what came out also this week with Marvel only giving their creator writers $5,000, right?
Wait, I didn't hear about this.
Yeah, oh yeah, that kind of upsets me. I'm like, are you serious? You're using this man's story or this person's story. You're only giving them $5,000.
Yeah,
in the
billions
MCU.
of dollars.
Yeah,
Wait,
billions, and the guy who came up with it is getting $5,000.
What? Can you fill me in? I'm not even sure what this is all about.
That's just what that's what came out. Is that Marvel gives their writers, or from the MCU, they go to movies, they get $5,000.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like a kick to the nuts to all the writers out there.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, okay.
So James Tynion saying, no, these are going to be mine. I own it. If I want to make it a movie, no writer in their right mind will sell. They might say you can have the right, but they're not selling anything anymore. Right, straight out, right?
Yeah.
What's the point? Like $5,000, you know what I mean? So it's a good move for him. I'm happy for him.
Yeah, that's good. That's not really selling your IPO. That's your idea that you shouldn't be selling to somebody else.
Exactly.
If you're gonna go,
I'm happy for him.
Yeah, if you're gonna go run with it, go to Image and write your own books there, and then you're better off with your own schedule.
I mean, he
and your own
is.
creative team.
Well, from my understanding with Substack, essentially it's all digital, and what will probably happen is once it gets printed, it'll go to either Boom or Image. That's what I've been reading. I don't know if that's true or not. So,
he's still with DC through March. That's the important thing to remember. He's on Joker through March, so there's still a lot of stuff that can happen in that 6 months.
And the Nice House on the Lake is not even halfway through because it's a 12-issue series. Is it 3 or 4 that just
three? So
I don't know what are they going to do with that.
Well, but he didn't say he was leaving that one. He said he's leaving superhero comics for the foreseeable future.
Okay,
so
that's true. Yeah,
I could see him staying on that. I could see him staying on some of the Boom titles, but he's going to put most of his energy probably into the Substack venture, and I don't blame him one bit.
Yeah. Eman, what do you think, man?
So, I think this is getting blown out of proportion. Really, he's leaving Batman titles. That's what he's leaving. He's not leaving DC. He still has the Nice House on the Lake. Who's to say that DC is not going to reach out to Tynion again and say, hey, Black Label is going to be more, indie centric. Let's work out a deal. Let's go ahead and have you create another title for us, right? Who's to say that's not going to happen? He's leaving the superhero era. He's leaving the Batman titles. So everyone's saying he's leaving DC. He's not leaving DC. He's just going to stop writing Batman after a certain run. Now, him going over to Substack, it gives him the opportunity to make the money on his own terms. I've seen this. I've already signed up for his newsletter. I only did the free one for now, but I'm really second guessing signing up for the $250 a year one because you get 6 exclusive titles signed by Tynion himself over the 1 year. To me, that's freaking worth it. He's gonna make his money there. Now,
wait, 6 comics for $250?
6 comics signed by Tynan for $250. Now, this is on the yearly like top end subscription, and it's limited. So for people who haven't done it yet, he may take it out sooner than later. I'm thinking super hard about joining that because look what he's done. Literally everything that Tynan has released has been gold. Department of Truth, Wind, The Nice House on the Lake, Batman, Something's Killing the Children. What if you get a Something is Killing the Children signed by James Tynan in that $250 stack, and it's a number 1?
Wait,
come on now.
I would think that it's not new books, it's previous books. Is that what you're saying?
It's previous books and up and coming books.
Oh, okay.
So I've read that newsletter that way. So going back, what do I think? I think this is great. This is the perfect time for a person like Tynan to stop doing the top end stuff and start doing the stuff that makes him happy, that will guarantee him money. He's one of the few people out in the industry right now that can do anything on his own terms. God damn it, dude, go do it. Because guess what? If Substack doesn't work for him, he can still fall back on DC. And on top of that, he still has Boom and Image and Black Label. Shit, go for it, man. I'm happy for you, Tynan. I'm with you. I back you up.
I'm not saying I don't back him up. I'm just talking from a reader's standpoint for Batman. I'm like, damn it. I was liking that run.
Yeah, but every great run has to come to an end. I don't want him to get burnt out. And then on top of that, though it's his story, it's still led by DC editors, right? They're going to tell him, hey, look, this is the direction we're going to want to go in. I don't think we're going to get, well, I don't know. Maybe we're going to get someone strong enough to be able to write for a, who are the ones that you and I liked? Who are the characters that we liked that were like, where are those people? Who is the guy with the mask? The silver
Ghostmaker?
mask. Not Ghostmaker. The Underbroker. Underbroker, right? I want to see more of him. Tynan introduced a lot of characters in DC, but he's not doing anything with them right now. And that's what's going to happen with Miracle Molly. She's going to show up for a few issues, and then boom, she's dipped out, and everyone has already put in money on that right there. Why? Because it's DC.
The thing is, so prior to the Substack announcement, when it seemed like he was still on board with the superhero genre, he had said that he had big plans for Miracle Molly. So, I mean, that's obviously most likely out the window unless someone wants to take that mantle and,
or unless
continue.
He has legal ownership.
No, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. DC won't do that.
Well, hold on. Here's the thing: we don't know what's happening behind the scenes. All right, yeah, she showed up in a DC book, but unless Tynan worked out maybe he worked out a deal where he owns Miracle Molly. We don't know that. We don't know what those deals are.
We don't, but I highly doubt that. That would be like the very first time that any of the big two would given someone that.
I don't know about this character. Go ahead.
Just post Dark Times from the big two.
Wait, what?
What? Where were you during the dark times?
Exactly.
I see what you're doing. Oh wait, I see what you're doing. Wrong.
Circle gets a square on that
one. Circle gets a square. No whammies.
All right, let's move on to the next entertainment news that was big. Came out yesterday. Tim Drake, Robin, he's come out as bi. There's a lot of pushback, and then a lot of people are saying they like it. I'd like to know everyone's thoughts on this. Red, why don't you go ahead? What's your thoughts? I don't know if you're aware, but
I read it.
Okay, what are your thoughts on this new status quo for Tim Drake?
No, it just opens up more story as far as like his background and his love life. Gets to see men and women. As far as like being a superhero, it's not gonna change. He's still gonna kick ass. It just adds the fact that he's dating men and women. There's just an extra icing to the cake.
Right.
Leaves more meat for us to read.
I'm sorry.
No pun intended, right? No pun intended.
Heyo. Sorry.
Luke, what are your thoughts on?
I've had a few of these. I apologize.
Just take it as it is and swallow it.
Hello.
Whoa. All right. Okay. Whoa. Luke, what are your thoughts on the new Tim Drake?
Cool. I mean, who cares?
Yeah.
Right. It has to happen at some point. I mean, there's obviously going to be people in the superhero community who have different sexualities, and some of them are starting to come out, and that's fine. It's about time.
Yep. Eman?
Representation matters now.
Okay. I'll be perfectly honest and tell you, I'm not a fan of changing someone's backstory just to make them more interesting. Okay. I'm not a big fan of changing someone's, lineage in one way or another just to make it more appealing. However, I thoroughly understand through education how much this matters to the LGBTQ community. Okay. This matters because Tim Drake's a huge character in the DC universe. And for him to come out as, bi, it matters to people who represent that, who follow that, who are in that community. Though it doesn't affect me directly, I see how it matters and affects other people's lives. And that's what matters, is that other people who are not well represented in a certain community, how it matters to actually get that representation.
Right.
Was I upset at first? I will admit and say, yeah, I was upset. Not because Tim Drake was bi, but DC is doing this in such a way where it's like, it just dropped, they just dropped it on us like, oh, so he comes out as bi. It's like, dude, like, was there a lead up? Was there
no build up, right? It was just like
it was just boom right in your lap.
Right, yeah.
I think writing wise, to my understanding, again, I'm not well educated, so please forgive me to anyone who's listening to this. I am not well educated in this part right here. However, was there a lead up? Was there any signs? Was there any kind of curiosity? Because I think that's the part that mattered most. Was he questioning who he was before this news dropped? Because to the kid in high school who's questioning who he is, to someone's son who's not sure how to tell his dad, there's always going to be questions. And those things need to come up in the storytelling, rather than you just drop it on someone's lap, because that's the real journey. Yeah. That is the real journey right there.
But this wasn't a journey though. This was this was the whole point of it, is that there was no buildup because I don't think he knew himself.
Yeah.
He saved the guy. The guy asked him out, and then all of a sudden he's like, oh shit, I kind of want to go on this date. Right?
Yeah.
That was the journey. That was the whole point of like.
That's what I don't like at all. Yes, exactly. I concur 100% with Miss So right here. It is lazy writing. All right, so I'm not upset.
I don't agree it was lazy writing. I think it had to come out like that. If there was a build up, I think there would have. It's just like, get it out there. Now we can talk about it.
I think that's what
it's a comic book. It's not like an expose on like a real person. It's a fake character. Like, okay, he's gay. Who cares? Okay, can we move on?
But to the LGBTQ community, it could matter, right? You and I are not in that community at all.
Yes,
so
we
what
are.
If it did? So what if it did matter?
Community.
Are you?
Yes, because we are all in the same community. This is the whole point that I don't agree with, is that LGBTQ is a separate community. It's not. We're all together. They're part of my community. I'm part of their community. So
it's all love.
yes, I don't think it should be viewed as separate. The whole point is that let's bring it together and say, okay, he saved someone and had this like, do I want to go on a date with him? I
Epiphany.
don't know, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
he can't be just bisexual. He's probably just bi-curious. And
I
so you probably would like
personally-
to explore that in himself, whether that okay, maybe I do like dick.
I
Maybe I do like
personally would have liked to see the journey of him coming to the conclusion that, like, yes, I would be willing to go on this date with you, because that is what would happen. Because I know people in my family who have
well, you
gone
try
through
to
something
build
like
up. All
that.
right, he's gonna call him. He's gonna have a couple of days. They're talking, doing texting back and forth, and then all of a sudden, like, okay, we're gonna find this commonality between us, and then then okay, then he asked him out. Is that how you would write it?
I would rather have something like that, yes, rather than, you know what? Sure, I'll go out on this date with you. Like, I don't like the writing behind it. I'm not against him being bi. I'm not saying that. I am not happy with how it was written and how it came to this conclusion. I believe that this is probably something that should have been introduced maybe a year ago, questioning it, kind of going through it, like how any other person who's gone through something like this, questioning, is this right? Am I doing something right?
Yeah,
My
they probably did. They
parents
probably-
grew up
they-
a certain
They
way.
probably did
in-
question somebody on how they experience, the freedom of coming out. Everybody has a different experience, so you don't have to slow play it, or you don't have to just give you a quick big reveal. It's how you want to come out, and this is how they wanted Tim Drake to come out.
I personally just think that it should have been written better, in my opinion. I'm not
Okay.
against him being bi. I just don't like
So you
how
say
it
it
happened.
could be better. It could be written differently. You agree with what they did with it, but just not the way they went about things. Okay.
Yes. Now, like
the
I
ends
said,
did not meet the means, right?
Yeah.
As they say.
Now, originally, yes, I was against him being, bi, because it was like, why are you going to change a legacy character's background to make it more interesting, more appealing to a community? However, I understand through education that yes, do it to represent the community, absolutely, because that's what does matter. Again, though, I just don't like how it was. I don't like the approach.
All right. Okay.
Is this Earth One Drake, or is this, because if you're saying legacy character? Define me what a legacy character is. Is it a character from like all the Golden Age books, or is it every character in every book?
To my understanding, main storyline Drake, Tim Drake.
Okay. Well, here's my thoughts on this. I get what you're saying, Eman, but they at DC they wanted to give a character who has some, I guess you could say, clout in the DC universe. They wanted to make that person gay or bisexual. Now, let me pose a question to you guys. Now, out of all the Robins we've had, I would say Tim Drake is the least popular currently. Do you think if it was Jason Todd or Dick Grayson or Damian, that people would be as accepting?
Well, he does seem like to have the middle child syndrome. So he's the not the Cindy Brady. Who's the middle kid in the Brady Bunch? Not Jan. Is it Jan?
No. Yeah, it is Jan, because it's Cindy, Jan, Marsha.
Okay, so Jan. So Tim Drake is a Jan Brady of this bunch.
Do you think that DC kind of was like, well, let's just give it to Tim because he's currently the least popular, and if we did it to Dick, because out of all the gay stuff, it's always been Grayson has always had the gay jokes.
Dick.
Yeah, he's always been the one that like they've thrown like, oh, the way he dresses and like gay characters are always checking him out, things like that.
Well, never name a guy named Dick. Don't name a guy Dick.
But that's just signs of the times, right? Back in the 60s and 70s, right? Dick was normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just, again,
How do you get Richard? How do you get Dick from Richard?
don't know.
We don't know. We don't know history of names and everything.
You know, them baby boomers and whatnot. That's their shit right there. But I
Take
mean,
off your pants.
I don't know, AJ. I really don't know an answer to that. If it was any of the other ones, would it have been as accepting? To be honest with you, I'm not in that LGBTQ community, so I wouldn't know.
Well, it's not
it-
really the LGBT community. I'm saying the comic community. Would it be more? Would it be as accepting? Because my personal opinion, if it was any of the other three, a lot more people would have lost their shit.
People are losing their shit right now. I follow this guy on Instagram who had this long rant on how he hated the fact that he's being forced a story about how a character that he loved so long is now something that he doesn't believe in. You know, I truly felt like his approach was upsetting because there was a lot of anger behind it. So I don't think
saw the balloon. Did he accept the date? Did he accept the proposal?
I thought he did. I saw read the last page. I thought he did.
Because I thought it ended on the guy
This is
asking
Bruce
him.
Jenner moment.
I don't know about Bruce Jenner moment.
Yeah, well, he was married to Kris Jenner or Kris Kardashian, and then all of a sudden, later in the marriage, he decided to become a woman. I don't know if he still like women after that.
Miss Bah Humbug. I say maybe I'm just a crabby old lady. No, you know what? You have more of an understanding about this than I do. But I'm with you with what you said earlier, Miss So. I personally think it is lazy writing. I really do.
She's only saying that because I'm right.
Well, either way, it's curious to see what happens. Whether it'll stick or whether he'll go back to dating. What was her name? Stephanie Brown, right? Isn't that his last girlfriend? I think it was Stephanie Brown.
I don't know. I'm not well versed.
Barbara Gordon? No, that's Dick Grayson.
No, that's
Dick Grayson. Richard. Yeah.
That's Richard Grayson.
And it could end up in some big like friends couple thing, you know, like throuple. Big throuple.
Yeah. Kind of like what the Jean Grey, Wolverine, Cyclops love affair
all
thing.
three just living together. You
Yeah,
know,
they're all just living. They all have access to their rooms.
So let me ask you.
I just don't even care when we're together. I just don't even care. I'm like,
yeah, if it creates a good story, then great. Let's run with it. It'll be all forgotten in a decade or two.
I'm okay with anything being a good story, so as long as it's written well. Yeah. I just don't like how all of a sudden it's like a right turn into something else.
You don't like the presentation. I get it.
I don't like the presentation or the lack of lead up.
That's okay.
But the villains here,
pizzazz.
What?
It was missing some pizzazz.
Needed some pizzazz.
It was missing story, man. It was. I think it was missing story. I think that it could have just been told better. That's really all I'm going to say.
So what kind of butt here this guy
over and over again? I just wanted it written better than it was.
So do you think he's like a bear kind of bisexual, or is he a twink?
Red, we're getting too deep into
know. Red,
we might find out. We might not.
Is he a power bottom?
Let's move on. Let's move on.
We're gonna get into some jokes that Red has like lined up, and I just don't want this show to get canceled.
Let's move on. The villains here, we support the Tim Drake bisexuality. So
we want the writing to get tightened up a bit. Tighten up the writing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, make him a power top.
Okay. All right. Okay. We're gonna move on to the next topic.
Superhero.
Red. Leave it to Red.
Before we go into our picks of the week, I did want to say a little anime manga thing. For those who are familiar or fans of Bleach, the new chapter came out. If you haven't read it, you gotta read it, guys. There's a brand new story arc, and I cannot wait to see what happens in this arc. So if you are Bleach fans, make sure you look up the new arc. It's been, I think, almost 8 years since a new story has come out. A fresh new arc, I believe. I know there's been little mini stories that have come out prior, but I think this is going to be a very long storyline. So Again, look up that new Bleach story. It's about 70 pages long, and you'll be thoroughly entertained. All right, guys, let's move on to this week's picks of the week.
Hold on, can I add one thing? Can I add one other thing?
Go for it.
What if I just rewrote the Bible and made Jesus gay? Would that feel forced? Would that?
Man, if you did that,
Moving on, Red. I love how Red's just like, let's try to go in this direction.
Why not?
Picks of the
There's
week.
13 guys that followed him through the desert. What do you think those 13 guys did with him?
I don't know. We're not going there. We're not going there. I'm going to start off with the picks of the week because I only picked up 2 books. I picked up Eve and I picked up Future State Gotham. I have not been able to read them yet, but those are all I picked up. Eman, I wanted to ask you: are you caught up on 7 Secrets?
No. I'll get into that with my picks of the
God.
week. I know. Look, dude.
That was last week.
Yes,
last week's pick.
Last week, I came home from vacation Tuesday night. It was practically Wednesday morning. I didn't have energy to go to the shop last week. I was
All right, okay.
I was drained, and I'm working on another project for the family. So, like, I didn't have a time. I'll get into it in my picks of the week.
All right.
All right. Well, why don't you start off then?
No, someone else, because I have a big fucking stack, dude.
All right. Red, you got any books to show off for the picks of the week?
I don't have physical books, but I did pick up the Batman 89 as Superman 78 from Big Time Collectibles.
Okay. All right.
I'm trying to pick up the cover A for Batman 89 tomorrow because definitely looks like Tim Burton stuff. Looks like it's a good read. And then what was the other one I saw here? Yellowstone Comics just found another stack of their cover, their exclusive. So they're selling that on their Facebook site. So
What exclusive?
What exclusive? Yeah.
It was for Nice House on the Lake.
Okay.
Oh,
Nice.
This is third printing. So
Which is the one where like it's just a pool and the girl's swimming? Which one
that's
is
the
that?
one. That's the one right there. That's the one that Yellowstone was.
No.
No,
I
that's
think
not
you're
the
talking
one.
about the Hutchinson cover. I think it's Hutchinson.
This is the one with the skulls.
had.
No, the one where it's
no.
like the
Skeletons.
girl. It looks like a photo, and she's like swimming. It
Yeah.
looks like,
And then you
I
see
would
like
like
skulls around her.
no,
Not like the one that Red had.
no, it's just a swimming pool. And
Yeah, it's just
it looks like Jackie Kennedy kind of in the
I
pool.
want to say
Yeah.
it's Hutchinson.
No, I have the Hutchinson. That's the Hutchinson. She's swimming up. This one
Yeah.
looks like a photo. Like it looks like a Glamour magazine cover.
no. I think that's the one I was talking about.
yeah,
the
it
one
is
she's
the
swimming
Hutchinson.
on.
I've got the Hutchinson one because I just had it on my sale the other night, and that one she's swimming up.
Oh yeah, she's in the water swimming up. Is that the one that you're talking about, or is that the one where it's a
That's the one-
top-down photo?
That's the one I'm talking about.
Okay, yeah, it's Hutchinson. I know
Okay.
what we're talking about. I'm drunk, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's just shit.
Oh.
I'm not drunk enough.
No.
All right, Luke. Any heavy hitters that you want to show off as picks of the week?
Oh, I went to so yeah, there is that Hutchinson where she's swimming up. There's even an even more exclusive one which I have not been able to track down, where it's just a lady in a pool, like she's in a bikini and it's kind of a sexy cover. Yeah, here it is. It's the Gallagher.
Oh, dude, the Gallagher one's on Hit.
Yeah, check
Yes.
this one out.
Yes. Gallagher.
Oh, yeah, they
Cheers,
did that one
Gustav.
good one,
Cheers.
That's the one I was thinking of. The Gallagher. That one's crazy. That one's tough to get.
Yeah, the Gallagher one's tough to get. That one was.
What was that? The one in
gorgeous, too.
500?
No.
No, I
No,
think
it was
it's
a
an
store
exclusive.
exclusive.
The one that came out was what, the third printing 1 in 25. The one that's got like all of them like stacked up, like side by side. That's the one that a lot of people are going for right now. But I think the Hutchison and the Gallagher covers of #1 are probably the best in my opinion.
So
Yeah.
I've got a little bit. I need to talk to the villains a little bit because I check this out. I claimed these in Rob Liefeld's sale the other night. Rob Liefeld himself did a sale the other night, a couple weeks ago.
Well, that was the one I told you guys about, right?
Yeah, and I went on there and I bought these 2 books.
Nice.
This one has shown up in Walmart packs.
Oh.
I bought that for $40. It's shown up in Walmart packs. What the hell's going on with those? But
yeah, there's been some complaints about that.
I have complaints
now
about it.
guys can go and get that book for $3.
Yeah.
$3 guys are going out and getting that book for.
Do you have a certificate of authenticity with those?
Yeah, I mean, they sent some COAs. But so I claimed the 2 books, and there was a miscommunication. Rob had said CGC's $20. He had meant the fee for signing it for CGC's $20. On top of the $20 signature fee, on top of $100 CGC fee. So I ordered these 2 books, and I get an invoice for almost $400 for 2. I was like, oh, I don't want to. I can't pay. I'm not going to pay $400 for 2 books. You know what I mean? So
I think that's a subject for another podcast because I have my opinions on the whole Walmart pack thing. But
yeah, the Walmart pack thing. Who cares? I mean, Diamond basically took a dump on of all their books and sold them all. Sold their entire warehouse. They sold their entire warehouse of Marvel books to MJ Holdings, and just said like, fuck it, like we don't care.
Is that what happened? Is that why Walmart has all these packs?
That is why Walmart has all of these exclusives, these ratios, these
and Luke's not getting his orders
that they should not have.
Yeah, Luke's getting just posters, right?
That's garbage.
I'm getting boxes with just 1 poster and getting charged like $50.
That's honestly, that's absolute trash right there. That's bad. Why are they? I mean,
very bad.
Jeez, Diamond.
Well,
See,
that's
Diamond right now.
Yeah, that's the thing with Diamond. Like, they had a monopoly before.
Yeah.
So they were like, we could do whatever we want. Hopefully, with everyone using their own distributors, that things could change. You know.
Lunar
and things will have to change. And now,
happens.
Yeah,
we're in a tough time now.
Well, I did check this out. So I went to 2 shows this last weekend. It was a crazy time. I got 2 Star Wars ones.
High grades.
I got. It was just so much fun. Guys kind of aren't out buying yet, so I was the only guy buying a lot of comics, and so it was just like a free for all. It was so much fun for me. Oh, this is actually really cool. This Ren and Stimpy 3-pack.
Whoa, I haven't seen that in years.
Stupid idiot.
I know there's 0 for sale on eBay right now. There's 0. I couldn't find anything but on it. So I love stuff like that. That's what like gets me
I don't think Walmart only was selling those 3-packs at one point.
It's big, it's heavy, it's wood.
Yeah, a long time ago, like in 1994 they were.
Bad. It's good. Everyone wants a log.
Everybody needs a log.
Thank you, Red. I know I can count on you.
That song is copyright.
It was a good week for me. It was a really good week for me.
Awesome, man. All righty, man. Show off what you got.
I'm behind.
I don't know what I'm looking at.
I'm not going to go through it.
Stack of
that's comics.
30 books.
I am behind. I just picked all of these up yesterday, so I'm behind. And AJ, yes, 7 Secrets is in here. Eve is in here. Phantom on the Skins on here. Geiger's in here. I had to keep books behind. A Nice House on the Lake, Wind, The Good Asian, Tankers, The Lot, Out of Body, Batman. There's a shitload of comics in here that I need to catch up on. So I have a stack of 3 weeks right here. And then on top of that, I left books. Like I left what did I leave behind? I left Basilisk number 3 behind because for some reason I thought I had it.
Dude.
So but let me show you what came in my mail call that I put up a video for my mail call. It's on my channel, C-List Eman. But let me show you what I got in a mail call. So I completed my original metal run. So I was able to get the Jim Lee #3 metal variant. I've been looking for this. And then I got the one shots, the Batman Dawnbreaker and the Merciless. So the one shots are now.
So this is the original Dark Knight.
Yes, yes, this is the original metal series. So I was able to. These 3 books complete my whole entire metal and death metal series. So I was really pushing for this guy to do our exclusive. I'll say that I was really pushing for this guy to do our exclusive. His name is Javon Jordan. He's the illest Illuminati on Instagram, and he's got some exclusive covers out there. This is his book. This is the Salves, and this is basically about some just buff dude who's after Hitler. I haven't read it yet, but he's got a bunch of different covers for this book, and I really enjoyed the Inglorious Bastards cover of that because it ties in with the whole, going after Hitler thing. So I picked this up, and I think Javon Jordan is going to be that artist that a lot of people need to keep an eye on.
Yeah, nice depiction of the bear Jew.
You like that?
Oh.
You like that?
That's beautiful.
And I think he's up and coming. Now he's a hip hop horror MC, so like along the lines of Gravediggers. So if anyone remembers Gravediggers, he's like along that line right there. But his art is pretty dope, so I'm digging that. And one thing that came in, you guys. This is from when we won as a team, us, the C-List Villains podcast. I entered us in the Team Nerd Herd 1,000 subscriber contest, and we as a podcast won the Gabriel Delato Action Comics number 1,000.
The Christopher Reeve cover.
Thank you, Team Nerd Herd.
This is ours as a whole. Look, 9.8. It is the Bulletproof Comics and Games exclusive cover. I like this cover because Superman kind of looks menacing here. He's like, fuck everyone. I am the goddamn king of this throne. So I like how Luke's saying, I love it. Wow, he's not even looking at the screen, but it's all right.
We're all about positivity and support here.
Well, how else are you going to look at the Fortress of Solitude?
That's awesome. Great. Awesome, yeah. But Team Nerd Herd, our boys over there, thank you so much for this. We will display it proudly as much as we can during our podcasts.
All right.
So that's my picks of the week, man. That's everything that came in.
Cool. And speaking of 7 Secrets, if you're not reading it, I am a big supporter of that book. It's currently my favorite read. So if you guys haven't picked it up, please support that book. Tom Taylor.
Yeah.
He's doing big things, and there you go. Yeah. Kanto is There's a lot of stuff with Kanto.
I like Kanto.
I have one last one I have to show because we talked about hip hop variants last week. I picked this up in a collection. Actually, I bought recently, but I thought you guys would appreciate it.
Oh
wow!
Oh, that's
Run
dope.
the Jewels.
Oh, it is Run the Jewels. Oh, that's
Isn't that
sick.
awesome? It's
That
an
is
ASM number
actually
1.
sick.
It's a Dynamic Forces original by artist Ken Hazer, and I thought it was pretty cool.
No, miss. So don't worry. Quite honestly, you might have been the only one interacting with us tonight. But we thank you for coming on, and please continue joining our lives and letting all your friends know about the live, and have them join as well. All right, guys. Well, with that being said, we're going to call it a night. Make sure you follow us on our IGs, C-List Villains and C-List Villains Podcast. Make sure you follow us on our individual IGs, AJ the Comic Collector, Luke Weeks, C-List Villainous Red, and C-List Eman. And make sure you go on to Luke's website, RKFA Comics, buy some books from him, and join his Facebook group, also RKFA Comics.
Buddy Mask and Beyond the Breach is still available.
Pick up Beyond the Breach.
I actually recently had someone who's like, "Hey, dude, that Buddy Mask is on fire." Well, yes, it is. If you still want a copy, go ahead and hit up Luke at rkfacomics.com, and he still has some of these Buddy Mask from Chin Potter available.
Yeah.
Luke, which ones are available? Do you know? Which ones are still available?
Oh yeah, I think I have 15 sets left. So
okay.
Those are
so
the
trade
last
and
15.
virgin.
There you go.
And black and white, right?
Yeah, trade virgin and a black and white virgin.
Awesome. Red, what's our hotline? They can leave a voicemail.
209-957-7597.
No, 209-975-7597.
Yeah, that's right. 209-975-7597.
There it is.
Leave us a voice. Leave us a voicemail.
Yeah. You got questions, we got answers.
Look, I want to say this. I think we're the only podcast out there that has a working phone number for you to text and call and actually leave a voicemail and say, "Hey, guess what? You guys suck, but I'm glad that you guys have a phone number." Or, "Man, you guys are freaking amazing. I love Red. He's sexy."
You can send us notes.
Leave a message.
You can send us nudes.
Okay, yeah, all right.
Don't send us nudes because I don't want weird ones. No, don't do that, or Red may save them in a file somewhere. We don't.
Oh
want
yeah,
that.
don't do that. All right, guys. Well, with that being said, we'll see you guys all next week. Thank you for hopping on.
Hey, Miss So, you want to co-host next week?
Thanks again for listening to another episode of the Sealess Villains Podcast, your cultivators of the comic culture. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and email us at sealessvillains@gmail.com. You can also leave us a voicemail or text us at 209-975-7597. Be sure to join Luke Week's Facebook group, Rare Keys and First Appearance Comics. And you can follow us on our 2 Instagram accounts, Sealess Villains and Sealess Villains Podcast. Lastly, follow the villains on their separate IG accounts, at Luke Weeks, at C-List Villainous Red, at C-List Eman, and I am at AJ the Comic Collector. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you all next episode.